All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's the final trading days of the month. And are you scared for August, Tracker?
No, actually, I'm really hopeful for August. It's going to be more sawtooth action. That's what I've decided to describe 2025. It's just all sawtooth action with, really sharp ups and then sharp pullbacks. Like every rip gets sold and every dip gets bought, and you can participate in that. Or you could just be like Matt and go back in time, buy on April 7th, and just hold it forever.
Yeah, don't trade in and out. Just keep
Yeah,
on
yeah.
riding the wave. Yeah.
I tried to trade XRP this weekend. I thought there might be an opportunity from the Friday low. I thought it might run up and then do a deep run back again. It never did. Every dip got bought up, and every dip, well, it wasn't really a dip. It just I'll show you in a second. Go ahead, Matt. Let's take us out here.
Yeah, so let's do start with the SPY, and we're seeing more more up, right? And let's just go with weekly candles right now, just to see that Friday was an all-time high weekly candle close, and the potential to carry on to the 648 is there, perhaps be before any kind of major pullback. So this could mean, yeah, maybe August could just keep trending higher and higher and higher until we get to that next resistance level. Until and and if that happens, then perhaps be a little bit cautious because we could experience some kind of retrace after that. And the QQQ, same situation. Pre-market is going higher, and 578.46 is basically the next resistance zone above for that potential to go higher. And IWM, it did close above some log-based fibs here. Right here, you can see. I know Kat was talking about it, the 223.64. But what I'm watching the most is the linear fibs here, and this is the 786 at 226.80. That's what I want to see the most. And right now we're still underneath it. We're still range bound. So until we get above that 226.80, then I will be cautious because it's just range bound, right? For the past month, it's just been the same range. So I'm waiting for a breakout here on linear scale. And over the weekend here, we saw Bitcoin do some pretty good things, and I think it was just a range bound kind of a week, to be honest. Looking at the past 4 weeks in a row, it's just been in a range, and we can see the top end of this range from 2 weeks ago is it's around 123, 236. So if price goes back up there, that could be a little bit of resistance, and the bottom end of the range was like 114. So just range bound really, and we can see that 128 101 can be the next major resistance level. So can it keep going up there? Yes, I think it can, right? I think it can keep trending higher and higher, and once it gets to that 128, maybe 130, I have these fib channels too right here, just to show you that the top range of that channel is coming up as well, which was basically a top back in December of 2024. So that kind of coincides with that 1.414. So we could be experiencing some resistance in that 128 to 130 zone coming soon. All right, Tracker.
All right, thanks, Matt. Let's see here. Oh, this is not you guys asked me about this. I was going to show you guys XRP. Sometimes I just get caught up watching the show too. Yeah, this is what I was doing over the weekend with XRP. I thought after this dip on Friday, or I'm sorry, this is Thursday morning, like at 3 a.m. I thought maybe it might run up and then give me another dip I could buy. Um, anyway, I think I sold right around here, and then no, I sold right around here on Friday. I sold this little wick right here, and then it never. Then this weekend, I thought it might go back down to touch this again or push down. Never did. I ended up buying back up. Right up here. Cost base is 326. So XRP, as you can see, if Cat were here, if you're watching, he'd be very proud for me to show off that this is an Adam and Eve bottom, which, as you can see, when you take into account all the price action from back here, really it's sort of formed a cup, and right now it's doing the handle, and then we'll get a breakout to a new all-time high soon. So, and all this price action I've determined was simply, this was the 8888 right here, and the 888 twice runs back down to do the 1111 of the larger degree from the 8888 to the 100% fib extensions in log scale. So XRP, it's heading up from here. On my next target is about $5, maybe a little bit more than $5. I think based on this Gann chart, I'm thinking it really wants to go like either $5 or maybe 5.51, and then he has to consolidate back down to $4 again, or it's $4 and some change. Anyway, I'm still that's in flux. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin I thought might be doing this triangle down, but I think it's just kind of done already as well. Just like it's the funny thing is all Bitcoin did was it just barcoded. It barcoded sideways in this range right here, and while it barcoded every other altcoins, just like freaked out and started testing all these like lows and stuff. But it was just a consolidation period. And then Tesla. Oh, here's TSLL, just to show you. I thought this was TSLL. There's an island bottom here again. Like right here, you can see there's a white space here and there's a white space here. So all of this that we got on Friday was just an island bottom, and you can see it's also a cup and handle. And I'm looking for Tesla just to keep on moving up from here, just like Matt's been showing you. We've just been getting higher highs and higher lows. No new lower lows at all for Tesla. All right, I guess this is where I hand it back to you, Matt, for Tesla.
Yeah, we can do my Tesla, and I'll do Coinbase and MSTR too. So, taking a look here at my Tesla chart. Basically, I did a video over the weekend on YouTube about the update. Also included Coin and MSTR on there. So there's really no change because the market's not even open yet. But what I'm looking at is just price staying inside the cloud here, 321.32, and staying on top of. That's the 702. But the bottom of the cloud is right there around 313. So there we go. I mean, there's really no change. It's just a lot of fear, a lot of panic, and really nothing happened scary, right? So that's why charts are more important than the narrative, because the narrative will scare you, but the charts are really telling the truth here that nothing is breaking down, everything is holding. So just keep holding that zone, stay inside the cloud, it'll be fine. And Coinbase, same thing, right? It's still holding support. I think I saw some kind of a downgrade or something on Coinbase today, but it's green pre-market, still holding the 886, the 384 on linear scale. That's what I'm watching the most. Stay above it. It can get more bullish. MSTR looking like it is trying to stay above that weekly conversion line too. So we're going to keep watching that. That's around 408. So there's really good developments all around, but just range bound, really, right? Everything is range bound from Tesla to Coinbase to MSTR. MSTR can't break above that 441, but once it can, then I think it'll be able to go much, much higher. But until then, just range bound between the 408 zone and the 441. And I'll actually just do Galaxy 2 GLXY. And just to show you on log scale, that price actually broke above the 886 fib here, 2777. So that is important. That happened last week. Actually, it was a breakout and back test the same week. So price has potential to go higher, right? Maybe even to the 2021 highs again at 38. So good development for Galaxy, and I think more bullish momentum to the upside, right? Once it breaks that 38, then there's a lot of room to go, even to the 80s and above. So very bullish chart, but doesn't need to back test the 27 zone again, possibly, right? So if there's any bullish back test, then that would be an opportunity, really, in my opinion, for more accumulation. But yeah, it's a breakout, so it's a good looking chart. All right, Tracker.
Yep. Galaxy, another public favorite pick from Cat, from the Magic Cantonese Cat. I just thought I'd throw a caution field on the flag for Nvidia. The chips were really hot last week. When I look at the 16-hour chart up close, and I kind of get rid of this for a second, you can see it's kind of like an island top up here, right? There's a gap up. I know it filled the gap right here, but it still just kind of looks to me like it's kind of floating in space. So, and just remember the flavor of 2025 for me, a lot of charts that didn't do a 382236 are doing something like a 618382. So just be cautious here, tighten up some stops. If you want to, if it doesn't go, if it doesn't drop back to towards the 382, then the next possible extension would be to the 764 at 195.21. I wanted to show off my Galaxy 16-hour chart where I see it wants to go to 4889 next, because this one did do a 618 almost to the 382. You know, it actually might go to the 1382 now that I think about it, which lines up with the 141 over here. The problem is I haven't, this new flavor of 2025 where it goes 618382 instead of 764382. I haven't really seen a lot of what happens after it gets over, like on the larger scale charts. After it goes from a 764, I'm sorry, from 618 to 382, I'm just guessing that it goes to the 1382. But normally if it stopped at the 618, the 1236 is next. So it's in this blue zone somewhere here for Galaxy between $48 and $53, which, nicely is somewhere between 58 and 74% higher from our prices right now here in pre-market. Let's see. I was going to do CYFRF just to let you guys know. There was an announcement that they are going to be moving into the NASDAQ, and as part of that, the requirements to be able to do so, they have to do a reverse split. I think it's an 8-to-1 split. So CYFRF, Sol Strategies, which I was shorting Sol last week to some decent effect. I think now it's bottomed, right? And so my next target for CYFRF is about 169% higher at minimum to get to this 382 fib extension. So here's like the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, sub-wave 1 takes it to the 382 at minimum. It could go to the 618 up here at 335. If it did that, that would be like 287% higher. So, a lot of potential here. I guess I'd call this high risk, high reward. Game, same kind of deal. I'm in all these stocks, by the way. I'm in CYFRF. I'm in Game. Here's my cost. Oh, wait, no, this one doesn't have my cost basis listed on it. But I kind of wrote this picture to my subscribers. We want to see a broke back right about here at $1.42 next, here on the 16-hour chart. Here is $1.42. It's the 11.4 fib extension off of this larger degree wave 1. Wave 2 should be done now at $1.10. So we really want to see it get above 11.4 and test back to it. So that'd be the breakout and back test, broke back to 142. And that would give me confidence for a test up to this, either this 50% retrace for $1.99 next, or maybe, just like we've been doing, maybe the 618382, which would be like 261, and then back to 206. But I like the way I like to look at the retracement fibs, which normally I have on the left here, but here I kind of stuck them on the right. Anyway, in percentage-wise, that's the really fun part. Where prices right now, just to get to this 50% retrace from where price dropped to $1.10 back to the 287 high is $1.99, and that is not how many days. I want to know how many percentages. I have to kind of go back and forth between these two. It's 68% higher. 68% higher to there, 121% higher to the 618. So yeah, lots of potentials. I'm going to we'll go back to Matt, and then I'll pull up some ones after this.
Yeah, I'll do a couple of miners here. I'll do Hive and Mara. And starting with Hive, we can see that price did break above the baseline last week, and that was good development. So perhaps price can actually move up to the 270s, 280s above, maybe even the $3 range. So it's just slowly breaking one resistance level at a time. And once it got back above that 206, it was just basically ready to continue higher, and just took a little bit of time to get above the baseline. So yeah, just stay above that 220 zone, and it can get more bullish. And Mara, we can see this got rejected at this fib level, the 1955, the 618 right here. And that 1955 got rejected. So price came back to big support zone, and it was beautiful, right? all on Friday was such a nice zone. It even went down into the 16s to get that liquidity below all the support. That was truly the opportunity right there. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh God, I'm going to panic," but that is a breakout backtest. That's exactly what you want. So now price is above pre-market. I liked it better last Friday than today, right? Because that was a big support zone. But if price does go back to the low 17s, high 16s, I think that's really an opportunity until it's ready to break that 1955 above. And I see that SWC. I don't know if I can do that one. There's really not much data. If it is this one, it's just basically all I can do is essentially just pull a fib from the top to the bottom here, and it's staying above that 786, right? So if 198 continues to hold, it can go higher, but there's really not much data besides that. So I'll do one more before I hand it back to you, Tracker. And
Okay.
I was just gonna take a look at Palantir because I did it on my update on Friday, but I just wanted to show you there is some follow through and continuation because the 157.62 did close above on Friday. So that's a very, very nice development. All-time high weekly candle close, highest ever. But this is big, right? Because if price can actually stay above this 157.62, then we can actually see continuation into the 160s, 170s, and above. So this chart is just not stopping, and people that have tried to predict short-term tops are just getting left behind over and over again. So I'll be watching that 157.62 the most this week. Tracker, back to you.
Thanks, Matt. Let's see. Yeah, just remember this market. It's crazy. They do the same thing like every weekend and every night. They run the price up to resistance by the morning, so that everyone buys resistance and then they sell it down to support during the day. It can be maddening. Here's VVPR, Vivo Power International. It's another treasury. I can't remember which one. Is this the XRP one? I can't remember. There's so many of them now. Off of this wave 1 to wave 2, I see it doing 5 waves up potentially. It did a 618 all the way back to the 114 almost. So, maybe instead of the 138, I should do the 1618 here. Or sorry, the 618. So maybe it does a 1618, still back to the 100% level, but then the 2618 at the top. But I kind of like the way the 238 went because it's kind of coning in on this weekly moving average 300 right here. But why isn't there a 2618? You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm not going to waste time on that. It's bullish. It's bullish from where price is right now. Just to get to, this 100% right here is 136%. To the 1618 for wave 3 is 241%. And just look back at this thing. I mean, all it's doing is just trying to get back to test this newly discovered moving average 300 on the weekly chart. Yeah, and it's got all of this price action from. I mean, obviously it wasn't a treasury back then, but it's interesting these charts. So anyway, lots of potential here. You can see the market likes it. It's 70% on the weekly MCDX plus. It's a bit high in the retail right now from the selling that it just has gone through on the 16-hour chart. Still kind of the same deal. We'll just see how this develops this week. But I think I'm looking for all these crypto concerns. I think everything crypto, I'm looking for it to go up this week after a big sell-off last week. Let's see. Bonjour, mon ami de France. I see a request for where to go. I got lost. Yeah, it is a treasury for XRP. Thank you. Thank you, Jim Meng. Yep. Let's see. And you just saw me talk about XRP going to like $5. So, here we go. HYPD. That was the one from France. HYPD. Let's do 8-hour. Obviously, I did this on log scale. All right. So it's also done. It's yet another treasury company. It did its low down here. Let's get rid of this. I thought I might test 847. It went to 688. It went all the way to 688. Go back. So these don't really apply anymore. What am I trying to do? Let's just get rid of this. It's all in the way. Let's see. The waves. This is just a retrace up. And you can see that the moving average 300 on the 8 hour. Actually, let's look at the 16 hour. No, we have to do the 8 hour because of the, not that much history. Yeah, it really wants to go to it's got to fight these red levels, right? And it got over the 50% retracement back up here in log scale. Couldn't quite get to the 618. So what does it do? Test back for support, find support at this 382 at 689. And now it's going to retest the 50% level. But this time I think it'll get over it and through it. It'll definitely touch the 618. It could come back a little bit, but it really wants to, once the 50% level in red has been successfully argued as support, the 786 is the real big test next. So look for something like, let's see, from our prices right now, approximately 643% higher to get there. I mean, that could be the whole next, that could be all 5 waves on the linear scale. Yeah, probably might be a couple of 5-wave moves up actually, but that's really how to look at it on the longer term. That's what you got to do. You just look at the log scale retracements, and I know they weren't a Bitcoin, or they weren't a treasury, a crypto treasury back then, but this is the kind of the company did have capital and management and whatnot back here. So just look at this as an extension of that old company and becoming the new company. All right, so I'm bullish on HYPD. I've also got this stock. All right, back to you, Matt, and I'll see what I can pull off here next.
Yeah, I got Honest Company, and I'll do PayPal as well. So HNST, it's to me, it's a very boring stock because it's just ever since it gradually went below this 50% fib, it's just been stuck underneath it. So I think it might just need more time, right? More time consolidating in this zone. I mean, technically, it already went down to the 200-week moving average, so it doesn't need to go back down there again to the 398. It is possible, but until it really can definitively close above that 523, even the baseline up here around like the 530, then it's just stuck. It's just stuck in a range. There's really nothing exciting, and it's been in this range for months, right? So this is just a range-bound stock. Nothing to see here, nothing to do here until that 523, 530 zone breaks as resistance to go towards the top of the cloud around the 570s. And PayPal, PYPL, we can see that price actually had a very bullish weekly candle close on Friday. And one of the most bullish ones, really, because it's a higher high from previous candles. It's above the 50-week moving average and inside the cloud. So all of this fear that PayPal is just going to go lower and lower, well, it's actually breaking higher and higher and has potential to go up to the 82, 84, 86 zone above. And once it gets closer to my arc again, where it was a resistance before, I'll be a little bit more cautious, which is right around $85, $84. But I think it has potential to go there. And I think staying inside the cloud is its goal, which would be anything from the $76 to the $75 range. Stay above it. It'll get more and more bullish. And back to you. Actually, I was going to do Rocket Lab too before I pass it off. And Rocket Lab, I'm just watching one thing, and that is the 4521, the 1.414. Stay above it. It'll get more bullish. And basically, it already had a big breakout. So, of course, doing the backtest thing, and it could just spend some time consolidating in this zone. It even could go back down to the angle below, which was a big, important angle in the past as support. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if it did need more liquidity below that 45.21. So I'll be watching that 45 down to the $37 zone as support for the potential to stabilize in this zone to go to the 65.40s above. So bullish chart, but it already had a breakout. So now I just think a little bit more consolidation before continuing higher. Tracker.
Thank you, Matt. So here's just a quick little visual tutorial on the MCDX Plus. That's this one down here that I used from Turtle Trading, this crazy one right here on the 16-hour chart. The idea is it follows orders from bankers in Wales and institutions in red and retail in green. So whenever the MCDX Plus, whenever the institutions are greater than 50% and the retail is less than 10%, that is bullish. If it's more than 75%, It's actually super bullish. And even this, I did this like, I don't know, like I feel like almost half a year ago. But still, look, if you look at the monthly MCDX Plus, I just clicked the monthly chart here. It's still 87% institutionalized trading, buying, and accumulation, and only 3% in relation to that is retail, and 10% mid-sized traders. So it's still super bullish for this is the trade desk TTD. It's been a blue chip name for a long time, I think. What I wanted to show you, 16-hour chart. As far as the 16-hour chart goes, and as far as this V-shaped recovery that it's working on, it's getting kind of hot right now, as you can see on the 16-hour RSI, relative strength index. And I predict, from this wave, it's like basically from all the way down here in 2021, this large wave 1, wave 2, 382,236 would be right about where it's coming in now. It's $86.73 now. Look for resistance at 91.68, which could send it all the way back to $73, just FYI. And that would cool off the RSI to put it into the heart of the third wave. Remember, this is wave 1, wave 2. Now we're in wave 3 sub 1, wave 3 sub 2. I skipped the 4-5 detail, and that's all of wave 3 up there to the to $200.93. Where prices right now, if you just sit it out, it's about 131% higher to my wave 3 projection, and about 275% higher to my wave 5 projection up here, the 2236 for $328.86 would be a all-time high for the trade desk. Let's see what else. Yeah, Cat loves Galaxy. It's like he did this whole great presentation. I hope all of you guys have watched it. What's the next Palantir? What will go Palantiring? Let's see here. Oh wait, I was going to do Oscar, just because everyone's was worried about Oscar, and we told you right here on the show, don't worry about Oscar. Buy this dip, and look what it's done. After touching down, after retracing to this 1111 or the 1114 level here, it's resistance at this 236, tested back to the 11.4, and it really, let's see, at minimum it should go to the 382 up here in 1950. At minimum, I've been kind of projecting the 764 for a while here, but let's just say 382 236 for argument's sake. It has to pass through this before it can do that anyway, so let's just watch for it. So look for resistance between $19.30 to $19.53. And if that is its resistance, it gets sent back to the 236, 23.6 fib at 1633. So from where price is right now in pre-market to that 382 minimum target is 33% higher. Just keep an eye out for that. If it does do all 5 waves up to 236 level, this was 238.2. This goes to somewhere between $63 and $60, whether it's the 238 or the 236, and all that price action. Oh no, I don't want that one. I just want to give people a preview of wave 5. If it just goes to the 236 at 59.81. From where price is now, that is 311% higher. So, yeah, I'm very bullish still for 2025, even more so, because if you remember earlier in the year when we're just I was biting my nails over the SPY, and it did this down to April 7th. It just made all the charts made a large wave 1, wave 2, and the deeper the wave 2, the more you pull the bow back and release the arrow, and it just runs up higher. Though it's going to be, like I said, sawtooth action all the way up now, pretty much into sort of an ending diagonal for this larger degree SPY wave 5. That's mostly wanted to show you about that. Let's take a look at the VIX, because the VIX is getting closer and closer to my take profits line. There can be a lot of price movement higher as we get closer. This, remember, it's like an accelerometer. So the longer it stays with the pedal pushed down, the more speed we gain in the actual stock charts. But do keep an eye. We don't want to have an engine blowout between the take profits line and extreme greed. So I'll be keeping my eye on the VIX and posting this daily at least. So we're about 8.6% more to go to just to touch the take profits line. Might be more accurate to look at this 141 extension down here at 1344. Yeah, all right. That's it for me, Matt. Back to you once you finish this up here for today.
Yeah, let's go. I'll finish off with some crypto here. I see H bar is being talked about. Let's see here. My H bar chart is basically it's a breakout, right? It broke out above the 786, or not above the 702. The 786 is still a big resistance zone above, so it is in a new range. It's range bound between the 32 and 25-cent zone, but it's one of the most bullish charts now because it broke back above the cloud and the 702 and all the indicators down here. So basically, stay above 25 cents, and this chart will just get more and more bullish and go back towards all-time highs. And 58 cents is that all-time high up there. But it's more and more likely now that this chart will get to its fib extensions above, which means $1.24, $1.85, maybe even $3 for an H bar up there in the future. So one of the most bullish charts in crypto right now, besides XRP. So let's continue down to I see Telcoin. Yeah, Telcoin. There's no change with this one. Basically, from the last time I did it last week, it's still in a range, right? It's still below the 0074 and still above the cloud here and the conversion line around the 005. So nothing's going to change until either level breaks. So there's really no need to keep updating this chart until something breaks in that regard. And lastly, I'll just finish off with XRP here. And XRP, I've been showing this 2.272 fib from the 2013 top and the 2014 low right here, just because it perfectly predicted the 2018 top. And now it never closed any weekly candles above it. But currently, we're closing all the weekly candles above it over here, right? We did 2 weeks ago. We did yesterday for the weekly candle close, and we're still stabilizing on top of that. So a massive previous resistance is flipping to support. So 310, that's what we're watching. Stay above it. XRP can get and stay a lot more bullish. So with that, Tracker, do you want to take us out with anything?
I did. I neglected to get SBET here, so I'll get SBET. Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to do CRISPR too now that I see that. Okay. Here's SBET SharpLink Gaming. I was doing this one too, but I'm just trying to be conservative and just do this one too. And just this one too gets us to the 61.8% fib is $43.61 would be my next target if we get the 618382 kind of flavor for 2025. That takes us up to challenge the 2929 retracement fib over here at 4191. That's 94% higher from where price is right now here in pre-market. So SBET looking real promising here. Overall, to my wave 5, it's like 389% to wave 5 up there. And then, then it just forms another 1, 2, and then goes higher again. Whoops. And then goes higher still to challenge the 141 back here at 172.26, which, oh my gosh, do I dare? Let's just borrow this fib here. That would be about 660%, 660% higher from where price is right now. And then I was going to do CRISPR because I love, I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually did used to do science. I can't, but not spelling apparently. CRISPR. Come on, CR. I'll just type out CRISPR and then here we go, CRISPR Therapeutics, CRSP. Yeah, I actually studied genetics and developmental biology and all the stuff. I used to do cloning and things like that in the lab of just Chlamydomonas, not large single-celled creatures. All right, looks like I need to update this chart. I haven't done it in a while. I'm sorry. Now I'm sorry I kind of picked it because I really haven't done this in a while. You know what? Let's just do this real quick. I'm going to remove all this stuff. This is how I've been drawing the charts lately. I'll just kind of auto it and just do a retrace. Let's ignore this at our peril. We'll just go from the last low that we had here back to the previous high. Come on, you. All right, I'm not going to get it to the penny. I'm just going to give you an idea. But, really, when it does one of these, it tries to retrace ABC up, right? So it's already kind of done the 382. So look for a 236 before it does a 702. I used to say 618, but things just seem to want to get back to the 702s. Now, this is all log scale, including the numbers you see on the left here. So yeah, it looks kind of overheated here. Oh, yeah. Look for maybe the 298. That seems more reasonable. All right, so look for it to be at resistance now. Test back to 54.63 before going on to 120.104 to test that 702, and then eventually the 786. As far as percentages, that would be about a 16% drawdown before a 122% move up into the wave 5 for CRISPR, or maybe it's just the wave 3 actually. Yeah, that would just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is up here at the 1168 or the 1272. All right, yeah, there you go. That's it. Sorry for the rambling. Thanks for the show, Matt.
Yeah. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. So
yes.
have a good rest of today.
No triumvirate tomorrow. Cat's got stuff going on, but yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.
All right, see you tomorrow. Bye, Matt.